Welcome back to the show. We got a great one lined up for you. I think we found out why ETHgate happened. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, $3.36 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is off 5.1%. That's a lot this morning. Right now, we see the effects all across the board. Bitcoin, 92,100 plus. Ethereum, 3,200 plus. Tether at the number 3 spot, 137 billion.5 plus market cap. XRP is $2.25. We're off 3% on the 24, off 5.8 on the 7-day. As I said, the entire market bleeding right now. Range of price between 221 on the bottom and 239 on the top. We have some charts that you're going to need to see out of here, and not because of potential good news, but potential rollover in price. And you want to be aware of it should it take place. Let's take a look at this very quickly. Let me tell you what's going on here. Link2's AI Artificial Intelligence Innovation Conference, February 18th, 2025. I'm going to be there. James Rule's going to be there. Digital asset investors going to be there. Come meet us in person. And let me tell you something. You can't sit back and ignore the tremendous opportunities that are out here in this space. Artificial intelligence is one of those innovations that is reshaping the way we live, work, and adapt in our daily lives. Make no mistake about it, ladies and gentlemen. This is a transformative force. And I love investing in new breakout sectors that are going to have this level of disruption. AI is absolutely one of them. And over the course of the next several days leading up to this conference, we'll start highlighting people like Tim Draper, Robert O'Connell from Uphold, and many others that are going to be there speaking. You don't want to miss this opportunity to figure out where you want to be. Is it redefining the human potential? Do you want the revolutionizing of industries where we're talking about autonomous vehicles or just a smarter workplace, or any of these things that's going to change the way we live? Look, think of healthcare and the way AI can affect that industry alone. This is a remarkable opportunity. It is very affordable. We're talking a $50 ticket, ladies and gentlemen. Get your ticket to be there in person. Plus, I want to meet you. I want to meet you in person. I want you to meet everybody at Link2 and see all the amazing things that they're talking about at this conference. Click the link below and get your ticket. By the way, it's limited seating. And it's a $50 ticket. These seats are not going to last long. Get your ticket before it's gone. Let's start right here. This is a promo right here from Ray Fuentes. Excited to cover the President Trump's inauguration next week. I'll be there. I hope you will be too. Hosted by Fruition Productions. This here is February 18th, the advertisement. There's Ray Fuentes right there. And the AI conference, learn from legends like Tim Draper and others. No doubt, I'm telling you, these tickets are going to go very quickly. Get yours today. Reese Merrick highlights Bitstamp has listed the real USD. Remember, we covered Monica Long saying Coinbase, the exchange, will be imminent. That's coming very soon too. Paulo Orduno seems to be, who is the CEO of Tether, he seems to be pushing back, it seems, after the recent MiCA regulations have made them non-compliant. Now, full disclosure, and shout out to Corinne from our private group, highlighted that Tether is also working with another company to get compliant. I think it's Stablius or something like that. I'm messing the name up, but there is another company that Tether is working with to try to get in compliance. But I think it highlights to all of us the fact that they're trying to work with another company here to get it back into the EU tells me that that is a clear acknowledgement that Tether knew they were not compliant before the regulations went through. But needless to say, this looks like a little pissing and moaning, but some of it's correct. Paulo says Europe needs a reality check badly. Attempt of full state control over citizen speech, communications, AI usage, money will eventually fail. But at what cost? Irrelevance, he says, calling the EU irrelevant with the new regulations they're coming out with. Here's what I'll say. Listen, I don't like the idea of the government trying to control your speech or any of those things. I do agree with Paulo on that. However, The problem here is simply this. It's simply this. Said the guy selling the only product the Federal Reserve has ever had, without their permission, by the way. That's who Paulo Arduino is. It's Tether. And they've been selling dollars. You know, the only product the Federal Reserve has ever had. Remember when we talked about this a day ago? You got to listen to this, because what I'm about to follow this up with is going to blow your mind. This gentleman, David from Sound Planning Group. Take a listen real quick as a refresher here.
Another one you like is Ripple. You said it is the coin to be looking at right now.
Absolutely.
Why?
Okay, so Ripple actually was the second largest coin prior to the SEC's investigation of them.
Tell
they
them,
did this
Dave.
really weird lawsuit against them. And basically, the Ripple's going to be the track that everything's going to be running on in the future. So they created their own stable coin right now.
Okay.
And Bank of America, like I said, they were doing 100% of their internal transactions. They've got 83 different patents on it. And there's some incredible stuff that's going to be coming out. So.
Another one you like is Ripple. You said it is the coin to be looking at right now.
Absolutely.
Why?
Okay, so Ripple.
First of all, I wanted that intro to play again because no one ever talks like that about Ripple or XRP. It's such a positive clip. But the fact that he highlighted 83 different patents is remarkable. And just to cover this, here are one of those patents right here, right? We get to see it. It's right there, ladies and gentlemen. Read it and weep. Ripple, DLT, SGD, it's right there. Ripple, there it is. Bank of America, it's all right there. So we've covered this for years. It's very cool. Then we get down into it, and this is from 2019 of July, ladies and gentlemen. 2019. Bank of America has been working with blockchain technology for some time. In fact, the bank has some 82 blockchain-related patents, more than any other U.S. financial firm. How about that one? Yeah. Well, here's this same guy right here, David from Sound Planning Group, and listen to what he says about the Bank of America has been utilizing this for 100% of their internal transactions for approximately 2 years. And then they were shut down. And he believes it's personally that Ripple is being looked at by the United States. Well, you listen to what he said.
Talking about another major would be Ripple, XRP. So, you know, the SEC made this very interesting stance against it in January of 21. Bank of America had been utilizing it for 100% of their internal transactions for approximately 2 years, and they was shut down. And so this really efficient system, the second largest coin, now is way back because of how it was regulated. And so that regulator is getting out now, Gary Gensler. And so, you know, and President Trump's met with the CEO of Ripple a couple times. And so I personally think that Ripple is being looked at by the United States as a SWIFT system alternative, as we are looking at digitizing, tokenizing, and Ripple has the ability to kind of be like the internet and be this platform that can be the guardrails of the future, where we tokenizing with HBAR and XLM and different coins like this. But it's an exciting time. I'm just looking for the application so that we can now start talking to regular folks every day, and we can say, this is how this changes your life, not just here's the technology's name.
There you go. Boy, do we love David. He's amazing. You know, I personally think that Ripple is being looked at by the United States as a SWIFT system alternative. Yeah, I love it. Love it. Remember when, you know, this is why we look back at all these things, because we covered those Ripple patents a long time ago. Michael McDaniel broke that stuff years ago in the Telegram group that we have. It's unbelievable. And shout out to him. He's a genius, I think. And Ripple Labs names Donald Donahue as advisor, and he's the former CEO of DTCC. Remember when we covered this too? That was all the way back in 2015. And we covered this like 2018, 2019. And what's interesting about this is that we always go back in the years back, you know, when others out in this space go, they're talking about old narratives. Yeah, well, Bank of America's not so old of a narrative anymore, is it? Good thing that we knew about it. It helped me understand what I needed to so I could continue making decisions about where I'm going to put my money, right? Just like we better not forget about the idea of this. The United States may be grooming Ripple and the XRP ledger for a new SWIFT system alternative. They are connected to FedNow. And think about the DTCC and bringing someone like the former CEO of it that settles more than $2 quadrillion in derivatives contracts every year. Think of it. That level of liquidity on the XRP ledger, or even percentage of it, is going to provide such a level of liquidity for movement of value, it will be mind-blowing to all of us. But it's always good to go back. Maybe nothing happens, but we do know the DTCC plans to double down on digital asset work in 2025. So this is getting exciting. We know Bank of America has patents. We know we're supposed to get legislation that allows all these entities to come forward. We know the DTC acquired Securrency, which was rebranded as DTCC Digital Assets. We also know that it can work with protocols utilizing Ethereum, Stellar, Ripple, EOS, and other distributed ledgers, as well as on legacy systems too. They're all preparing to make use of this technology. It is super exciting. And this is for the people on the struggle bus, ladies and gentlemen. You know, the talk of the strategic reserve for Bitcoin, XRP, and other assets, and at this point, we've even heard Brad Garlinghouse talk about it just makes sense to diversify and have multiple digital assets in a reserve, strategic reserve like XRP, Bitcoin, and others. But there's still some people out here on the struggle bus. Let me see if we can get them with us too, right? I believe in order for Ripple to become a world reserve bridge currency, you know, the way Ripple had said it originally. Shout out to Anders for this reminder. Ripple Insights. You think I came up with this narrative? I didn't come up with this narrative. I saw it from Ripple, and when I did the research and saw them connected to the Faster Payments Task Force at Federal Reserve, I really started to believe them right away. When I started to look at the board members, I really started to believe them right away. When I started to look at the proof and partnerships, all made sense to me. You know the rest of it. But this was originally back in the day the way they used to speak at Ripple, just the way YouTubers speak today. And the way I've spoke since I started my channel and before. Ripple says, we remain more committed than ever to the simple goal of making XRP the world's reserve digital currency. There it is. If you don't like it, you don't like Ripple's goal and objectives then. And that's on you, and you're free to. But I believe in order for something to achieve such a status, it will have to do these things. In order for XRP to become a world reserve bridge currency, I believe, it must first prove itself as a payment token. Check, that happened. Then it can move into a more serious role, maybe a strategic reserve stockpile asset. Hello, the way we heard Brad Garlinghouse just speak of it in an interview. You know, the same way gold was and is held by the U.S. government as a strategic reserve to back the U.S. dollar and the U.S. government. Check, that's a real thing. You know, the same way oil was and is held by the U.S. government as a strategic reserve in order to back the U.S. dollar and U.S. government. Check, that's a real thing. And if XRP is to reach its goal according to Ripple's original plan, becoming a strategic reserve asset is simply a logical next step in the process. So the people on the bus, the wheels go round and round. The helmet might be on too tight. I'm not sure. All I know is if you can't, Ray Charles can see what this is. Hell, I'm trying to help everybody else see it, but you don't have to. I'm not saying it's there yet. I'm saying this is the path that it's on, and this is the path that other assets took to get to the same place. And I personally believe myself that I know that my audience is smart enough to know where the facts stop and the speculation begin. And I know that some others don't believe that their audience is that smart, but I do. I'll tell you this. XRP's role, as far as I'm concerned, is to replace the petrodollar. It is to cut out the reliance on other countries for their support in the matter. That is the ultimate goal, at least at my house. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. The Great Gatsby here says, so this fractal playing out nicely, and if it continues, we might even get a $16 XRP in the months ahead. How about that one? But you need to be aware There could be some rollover here. If we're going to break up where we are right now, 228, 230 range, and test that new all-time high, you see this is a hard band right here where it has hit a ceiling every time in XRP's history. So what would we expect at a little more than $4 or somewhere before it? Is some serious resistance for it to hit its head. That could, in fact, cause it to roll back over to a hard line like this triangle here that we have that he's provided for us. We could come down to the yellow band in the bottom of the B zone. We don't know, but these are all things to have an awareness for, so you're not shocked should you see these things happen. And if I see these things happen, or a rollover to $2.05, as Crypto Bulls highlighted as well, so he's seeing a potential for a little bit of a pullback to that test line there, I will be filling my bags a little more. And that's not financial advice. It's just my digital perspectives. I'll catch all of you on the next one.